Hi, sister. It's Akanke. How courageous are you in your personal and professional life when it comes to taking risks? Let's say when it is your time to shine brightly, when it is your turn to speak your truth or to take some bold action in your life. How courageous are you? Are you more inclined to take a big step forward, right, into whatever it is that you are wanting to stretch into? Or are you more inclined to step back and sort of shy away from it? One of the most amazing women that's on this planet is Maya Angelou. And she has left us with a legacy of wisdom. And here's what she has to say about courage. She says that courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. You can practice any virtue erratically, but nothing consistently without courage. So when it is your turn to have a courageous conversation or to create the changes that you want to make in your life, if you want personal transformation, it takes courage. And with courage comes some discomfort, right? That feeling of anxiety of, oh my gosh, what if this goes wrong, right? But here's the thing. When you're not being courageous in your life, then you can't really ask for what you want and what you need, because that takes a different kind of conversation, right? Also, your relationships aren't as strong, right? Because there's lacking in authentic conversations, right? When we are not courageous in our lives, it's hard to show up as our true selves, right? Because we're worried about what people might think, right? The other thing is that women who aren't showing up courageously in their lives, well, often they end up living someone else's idea of success instead of what is their authentic idea of success. So I want to share today three things about courageous women that we don't often hear about. And the first one is that they do it with the fear. That's right. They aren't born, this risk taker, this courageous person, often anyway. And so they know that there are going to be some mishaps, right? Some stumbles along the way, but they do it anyway, right? They feel uncomfortable. They are afraid, often, and they feel that sense of anxiety when they are taking a new step, right, in their lives, but they do it anyway. They do it anyway. So do it with the fear. That's one of the things that they do. They never say that, oh, I'm not afraid. Oh, yeah, they're scared. They're scared, but they do it anyway. Number two is that courageous women believe in failing forward. That's right, failing forward. They understand that failure is a natural part of the process in success, right? And so they also know that there is always something to learn, some new perspective, new way of seeing things, some new approach, or they gain some greater wisdom. If they're open to this idea of failing forward, which essentially means that with any failure, with any mistake, with any stumbling blocks that they run across, they know that there's going to be an opportunity to gain some new information, greater wisdom, to come at something from a new approach. So failing, they just, okay, well, if I fail, I'm going to fail forward into the next thing, right? Into the next phase. And the third thing that that we don't often hear about courageous women is that they practice being courageous. That's right. Often, over time, because of experiences that a lot of women have, they sort of lose some of that, the courage muscle. And so the women who are successful have strengthened that muscle, that courage muscle, through practice, right? And often they consistently put themselves in positions or in situations that call them to practice being more bold, more assertive, right? More courageous. So it's a practice, Every time I get on here, on this Facebook Live, this is me practicing being more courageous. And I will tell you, it gets easier every time. But every time I have the butterflies, and I do it with the fear anyway, because this is my purpose, right? So for you, sister, if you are wanting to create change in your life, if you're wanting to have deeper, more connected conversations and relationships, if you are wanting to pivot in your career, if you're wanting to start some new passion project, or you want to show up in a more authentic way in your life, practice being courageous. Do it with the fear and adopt this mindset of failing forward. All right, sister? I hope you take some value from this. I want to know what you think about this idea of these 3 ideas that I've presented here about being more courageous in your life, right? So leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this. And I also would love to know, when was the last time that you were courageous? Maybe it was today, maybe it was last week, maybe it was a few years ago. All right, sister, until next time, remember, live by design, not default. Bye for now.